and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Mike Stark, and on today's video, I'll be going through my top 10 favorite horror films from the 1970s. Now, this is the first episode in my series of videos where I will be going over my top 10 films from each decade. Starting off with the 70s films, this is my top 10. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I will show a bonus title. Starting off with the first title, now this is a 1974 TV movie, and that is Bad Ronald. Great movie, this one. This is a Warner Archive Burn on Demand title. This here is a movie I discovered later in life. Really cool movie about this kid that accidentally kills his girl and his mum freaks out, and they've got this little toilet in their house and he ends up living in that little toilet. She puts a wallpaper over it and wood, and he ends up living in there because he doesn't want to go to jail. And then one day his mother stops giving him food and she disappears, and he comes out of the room and he can't find her, and then yeah, just check it out if you haven't seen it. Okay, number 9 on the list is one that I'll be getting on 4K very soon. A brand new 4K restoration by 88 Films, but this is the original Amityville Horror from 1979, the first one. Now this comes with all three, and to be honest, I didn't really like the remake of this, but the original one is the best. And apparently it's based on a true story, but there's speculation that it's really not. But yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, it's about this family that move into this haunted house and all this weird stuff starts happening, like money goes missing and just the priest goes in there to bless it and all these flies consume him, and it's just like a really creepy movie that if you haven't seen it, check it out. Now this one is the first movie in this franchise, and that is Halloween from 1978. Now, I love the Halloween movies, but the first one is probably, it's one of my favorites, but my favorite, I will say, is probably the Curse of Michael Myers. That one for some reason. That one and Halloween H2O, but the first one is definitely a favorite in the 70s decade of horror films. Love this movie, love the franchise. John Carpenter, enough said, but if you haven't seen it, pretty much about Michael Myers' character. He fails to kill his whole family when he's a kid, comes back when his sister's a lot older and wants to kill her, and he wears that creepy mask that is actually William Shatner's face from Star Trek. Anyways, that's a fun fact. Next one on the list is one that I was disappointed that I didn't get this on 4K because they sold out of the edition I wanted, but that is the 1973 Exorcist film, the original, the first one, directed by William Friedkin, his adaptation of William Peter Blatty's novel of the same title, The Exorcist, about a young girl named Reagan who gets possessed because she plays with this Ouija board, and her mum doesn't know what to do with her. And then from there, you know, she gives up hope when someone gives her the idea to get an exorcist to perform an exorcism, and that's pretty much what it is. So then they go, she goes to this priest, and this priest has to evaluate the situation, otherwise the church won't approve of it. But you know this film, it's a classic movie. Anyways, the next one is an Italian horror film, or Italian/American horror film, and that is Dario Argento's Suspiria from 1977. Classic film, this one. Argento did an amazing job with this one. The remake is nowhere near as good as the original. Original is the way to go. The color contrast, the saturation, the hues, everything about this film, the lighting is just phenomenal. Cinematography. This is the most brilliantly shot out of any horror film that I've ever seen in the world. Best shot horror film that I've ever seen, Suspiria, but one of my favorite 1970s horror films. And this is about this girl that goes to this Italian ballet school. She catches a plane from America, and in the night she gets a cab from the airport in Italy, and it's pouring rain. They don't open the door that night, and whilst on the way to this ballet school in the middle of nowhere, she witnesses this girl running in the woods, and yeah, I watched the special features to this, and apparently it's based on a true story. This old lady said that her grandmother or her mother told her that, you know, the same thing happened to her mother or her grandmother, that she was on her way to this school, and yeah, something similar happened. But anyways, the next one is one that is definitely one of my favorite cult films of all time, and that is the 1973 Wicker Man. Now this is a great movie by Peter Schnell. Really cool movie. A Robin Hardy film. Great movie, this one. And if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. This is from 1973, starring Christopher Lee, Edward Woodward, and Britt Ekland. The film is about this police officer who is from the UK. He goes to this island in Scotland somewhere, and he's investigating a missing person. Her name was Rowan something, I forgot because it's been a while since I've seen this. And then, yeah, everyone there says that they know her, but they don't know what happened to her. But it seems a bit odd the way they're giving him these responses. They seem rehearsed. And even the kids in the town seem weird, and they follow these weird rituals. And in the night, people are having sex on the street, and they're all just hillbillies. It's just a freaking awesome movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. The next one on the list is, beyond a doubt, one of my favorite horror films, beyond a doubt. And that is from 1971, the original Charlton Heston Omega Man. Now, they remade this film with Will Smith, which is called I Am Legend. Nowhere near as good as this one. They even parodied this in The Simpsons. Great movie about Charlton Heston. He's the last man on Earth, and there are these mutant-like creatures that roam the night, and he has to survive. And just a great movie if you haven't seen it. Check it out. And he falls in love with another person that he finds is alive. I'm not spoiling anything, but yeah, check it out if you haven't seen it. Now the next one is, I've spoken about this film a lot, so I'm not going to get into detail on this, but check out my tribute video to this title. And this is from 1974, and that is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Tobe Hooper's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, about Leatherface that is slaughtering a group of these kids that are out there passing through this small town in Texas. But yeah, great film, that one. Number two is a film that is very similar to The Exorcist, and that is from 1976, and this film is The Omen, the first one. Now, I've seen the other two. I've seen the remake, but I haven't seen the fourth one with a girl. But this Omen, the first one, really great movie. Scary, great story. It's a bit like The Exorcist, but it's a film that's original, I will say. It didn't copy The Exorcist. But yeah, great film, and this is from 76. It's about a husband and wife. They adopt this kid, but the wife doesn't know that the kid ends up dying when she gave birth to him, but the husband keeps it from her. So they raise this kid, and the kid ends up being the devil's son, but you don't find out till later in the movie. And then all these people around this couple start to die in mysterious ways. The priest, just people that are trying to uncover this kid's secret. But freaking crazy movie. Gives me goosebumps right now. Freaking so scary. Now the last one on this list is a Wes Craven film. Rest in peace, Wes Craven. This needs no introduction. This is a favorite horror film of all time of mine, and that is The Hills Have Eyes, the original, the best one, from 77, starring Michael Berryman. And enough said, but if you haven't seen this movie, it's about this family cross-country and across America. They crash the car in the middle of the desert, and they go to get help because the car is broken down. They got no way of surviving out there. And then these mutants, these hillbillies that are mutated from the government doing these atomic bomb experiments out there in the desert, caused these people that didn't want to leave where they were living out there in the desert. So they stayed there and got this, they got radiation. And anyways, they kill anyone that goes through that path because they're so pissed off with what happened. And anyways, the family members get killed off one by one. Check it out, great movie. But here is a bonus title, the last title here on this list. I couldn't leave this out of this video because this deserves to be in here. And this title is Blue Sunshine from 1977. This is the German media book love this movie. Such a unique story, such a great release, this 4K. This is the 4K, by the way. This is by a German company named Camera Obscura. Now, this film is by Jeff Lieberman, and what it's about is technically about this drug called blue sunshine that all these people took decades ago is having a delayed effect, and then the film shows that these group of people are having this peaceful party when people just start going crazy, losing their hair, and this guy has to investigate why all these people are going nuts from blue sunshine. And yeah, because he knows a lot of people that took blue sunshine, and then the mother of this kid starts losing her hair, going bald, and then is gonna kill these kids, and like just so many people out there, you know, and this guy has to stop the wave of this sinister drug. But just crazy movie. Check this one out. This one, you'll have a blast. But anyways, that about wraps it up for this video, everyone. So without further ado, I just want to say thank you all for watching. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment me down below with any questions you may have. And also subscribe if you haven't, because you don't want to miss out on my favorite 10 horror films from the 1980s, and I've got a crazy bunch of movies to showcase to all of you. So you want to be subscribed and you want to get notified for when that video drops. So definitely subscribe to this channel. But if you have subscribed and you are subscribed to my channel, thank you for showing your love and supporting this channel. I'm Mike Star. I'll catch you all on my next video, but until then, have a good night.